Get strong.
Join the Shetrucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, Shetrucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
I emphasis on, especially when you're learning about nutrition and what to eat and how to eat, is you hear all these gurus that says eat this plan, eat that plan, but not everything works for everybody, whether it's religious reasons, whether it's personal preference. Um, so what I like to do is I like to educate, and one of the biggest things that was really wonderful for me is to actually learn proteins is what helps sustain your body. Proteins is what builds your muscles and builds all your good stuff. And proteins is what keeps you satiated. Hardly any of us get enough protein, so up your protein for sure.
Okay.
The war between fats and carbs, okay? Both of those are nothing but energy sources.
Okay.
Think of a truck and a car. Your truck is diesel. It's a slow burning fuel that can go longer distance and it can do heavier loads, so it can take you further. That's what your fats are.
Okay.
But you want to use the healthy fats. You don't want to use the highly processed trans fats or any of those other vegetable oils and stuff like that. That's like getting bad diesel, and it's going to clog up your engine, and then it's not going to work anymore. But your healthy fats is good diesel fuel, and it's going to take you for that slow, steady, long haul. Now, your gas engines in our cars, we get in it, we hit that gas, and boom, we're gone, and we get what we need to do, and we're done. That's what your carbs are. Your healthy carbs are your gas. They're for those quick bursts of energy fuel sources. And so once you learn that, then you can figure out what is the right diet for you and for what your needs are. And your diet's going to change as you change, as your needs change. So that's why it's so important to understand those three main sorry.
I'm gonna look over here. I know.
She's got a hold of me. But yeah, once you understand that, then you can figure out what the diet you need for you for what your goals are. And that's the main thing, is knowing what your goals are and where you want, because it's just like a load. You can't plan a load if you don't know where your destination is. You can't plan your rhythm, your needs until you know what your actual goal is. And it needs to be a specific goal, not I need to lose 10 pounds, but why do you want to lose 10 pounds? What would 10 pounds give you? So once you understand that why, and that's what we go really deep on that first session is, what is your why? So for an example, one client, her why, she wanted to lose 10 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Because I want to look good in my clothes. But why do you want to look good in your clothes? Because I want my husband to look at me again. Well, why do you want your husband to look at you again? So getting into that deeper why is what really, really works on keeping you on track.
Well, Melinda, you have a lot of experience in the medical field. You've got a lot of practical life in the truck and your own health journey. I know that you're going to be one of the hosts of the Shetrucking podcast. Can you tell our audience a little bit about your show, the name of your show, and then what kind of things can they expect to hear from your episodes?
Yes, so my show is going to be Healthier, Happier Truckers, and we're going to be just giving advice, tips, strategies. I will have question and answer sessions. I will have guests, long-term truckers, on how health has affected them and how preventive care can really do a lot of good. I am planning on having experts onto the panel that can give different strategies, and just what y'all give me what you need, and I will regurgitate it to what you are asking for. Yeah, I just we can be healthy, we can be happy. It's just finding what works for you, and it's a choice. It's a choice to find what works for you.
So those of you that are tuning into the show, if you're tuning in and watching on YouTube, you can put comments in there because Melinda and I are having this conversation now, but she and I will both be reading the comments later and responding to you. So if you have a specific need, and if you're in the Shetrucking Facebook group, you could write a message in there. I know Melinda's posted some questions in there recently asking about what kind of health issues are you facing, and she's going to be able to address those things, because our goal, and always with Shetrucking, we want to equip you to be the best version of you. We want you to be happy in trucking. I care a lot about work-life balance. Melinda's passionate about health and wellness, so we want to be able to meet your needs. So when you get a chance, hop in the comments, let us know what's interesting you, because our desire is to benefit the community. We care a lot about the mission of Shetrucking, and we want to help you succeed in your career. You have anything else that you'd like to share before we wrap up, Melinda? I'm really grateful for the things that you've shared with us, and any other thoughts? I'll let you make some closing remarks before we wrap up.
Oh, thanks for putting me on the spot. No, it's been a pleasure being here. I have absolutely loved Shetrucking. I've been a member of them for a short time, and they are truly trying to do some wonderful work with the community. And I I just I'm glad that I'm a part of it, and I just love to see where it's going to go. I truly am. It's about to blow up. I know it will, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. If y'all have not been to the Shetrucking website, be check that out, shetrucking.com. You have an opportunity, it's a 501c3, so it's a nonprofit. So, if you care about the mission of Shetrucking and you have personally benefited from, maybe you've been in the Facebook community for a couple of years, or maybe you were really active in the beginning when you were new and you're asking a bunch of questions, and you've never had even thought about giving back financially so that other people can continue to benefit. We have a lot of things that we want to do for the community, and there's lots of things that we have big dreams for ways that we can help women continue to thrive in the industry. We want to create opportunities for women, and just do so much more, and even networking and marketing, and really just changing the culture so that it can be safer for women out there. So we're just doing a lot of great things behind the scenes, not to mention the Facebook community itself, which, we have a lot of active things that we're doing. We're giving away a lot of free content. The Shetrucking community has a lot of really helpful resources on the website that can help you grow and thrive and transition into the different aspects of the industry. So y'all be sure to check that out. Well, I'm going to close out this show for today. I've been really grateful to have you, Melinda. I knew you had a lot of wisdom to offer, and I'm just so grateful for your time. And I'm looking forward to your show. I know I'm going to learn a lot. I've already learned a lot from you in just this episode and hearing your story. And I'm so grateful for the things you shared, both about your trucking career and your journey toward health. So I know you're going to help a lot of people get happier and healthier, and we're looking forward to your show. It's going to be a good one. So thanks so much for coming on, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
The Jamboree. We brought our 2022 VNL 860 Globetrotter Volvo. It's the downsped technology with the higher gear ratio and the 14-speed transmission. This truck steadily pushes 9 to 10 miles per gallon, loaded and empty. It's pulling a 2023 Great Dane Champion SE dry van that my wife and I spec'd out as well to make the combination work a little better together. We have personally, I started when I was 18 and a half years old in 1975. I turned 68 years old July 20th. My wife and I have been together 39 years. She's ridden with me for the last 20 years. And this is what we do. We run the highways and the byways of America, delivering the goods and services that folks in the country need. Of how we set the truck up. It's all the latest Volvo technology. We ordered the truck. It took a year and 4 months to get it. It was ordered, I apologize for the greeting from Interstate 80, but that's the Truckers Jamboree. So it took a year and 4 months to get the truck. It was ordered basically pre-COVID, but it did come in exactly the way we spec'd it, and it has treated us very well. And I like to tell people that it's a two-tone color combination. It's pearl white and stainless. And that's the way we wanted it. We kept it simple. Just a simple design. And we run the flow below system. We run the air tabs. We also run the nose cone on the front of the trailer. And yes, folks, I did put the twin exhaust stacks on it. It's not necessary, but coming from that old school, and even the salesman said, Al, he says, why are you putting dual stacks? Nobody will see them. I told him I'll see them every time I hook up a trailer. And it's just, that's, I guess, part of the old school in me. But the overall effect has worked very, very well. It's a very comfortable truck. It's easy to access the back here with the catwalk, the way it's designed. It's good and secure. Like I say, here we have the flow below design here to keep the air. We want to keep the air attached to the tractor as much as possible. And I don't know if you folks have witnessed how the flow below covers work. I question myself, how accessible is it going to be? It's simple, and you have access to check your lug nuts for the tightness and check your air pressure. We do not have the auto inflation system on this particular model. We didn't opt for that. But we did run true balanced centering sleeves, and we run Centromatics all the way around. The tractor and trailer are both equipped with the disc brakes, so it's disc brakes all the way around. We run the aero mud flaps on it to keep the airflow moving, and the other thing that you will always notice if you have those is they basically eliminate road spray on wet roads. I call it a poor man's wind tunnel. You can actually witness how this all works when it's working correctly, because you can see the road spray and how it is funneled on past the tractor and trailer. And as we go on down along here, we've got the aero skirts. Now, when my wife and I purchased the trailer, it was just a basic trailer. It did not have the nose cone. It did not have the skirts. It did not have the excess rub rail on here. And it did not have the air tabs, nor did it have the flow below on it as well. We've added all of this stuff to it along with the aero flaps on the back. And we can go down alongside here, and like I say, it all works together. Notice we opted for all position tires on the tractor, as well as the low rolling resistance tires on the trailer to keep the rolling resistance down. We also put here we have the analog. We didn't opt for the highest tech. We just got the analog right way gauge, which corresponds, if it's 34 on here, that's 34,000. And it's accurate within about 250 pounds. And I have found that very useful when loading at these various places and you don't have access to a scale right away. Gives you a general idea where you're at. 4 LED lights in here to light this up. It just makes a difference to the shippers and receivers and the forklift operators and myself personally. I love that. It works well. And one thing I do like about a Great Dane trailer, they run a good, secure ICC bumper on them. The entire framework back here is stainless steel. A lot of different companies will use a galvanized metal. This is a stainless steel assembly around this entire rear frame assembly on the trailer. July 20th, I turned 68. Thank you. And we've logged nearly 6 million, just probably a little more than 6 million miles, no chargeable accidents. So we've been blessed that way. God has taken care of us in that aspect. It isn't that we haven't had some close calls. And I know, folks, there's no way I could have been driving this truck by myself, because I couldn't have avoided some of the situations that weather conditions and the traffic puts you in, as all of you well know. Just certain times you have to look up and say, thank you, Lord.
DJ Tony Duff. She gon' take care of her bitch, she truckin'. She a woman with a rig, she truckin'. She gon' take care of her kids, she truckin'. Yeah, she a boss, she do it big, she truckin'. She truckin'. She a boss, she do it big, she truckin'. She a woman with a rig, she truckin'. She truckin'. Ah.
Join the Shetrucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, Shetrucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
Hi, Shetrucking family. Welcome to the podcast. This podcast is going to be sponsored by my guardian dogs, GLCS, and Unique Benefits. Yay! Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. This is the health and wellness episode of Shetrucking, and I did it last month, and y'all learned a little bit about me. In case you didn't watch it, I'm Melinda Fox Wellington. I'm a health and life coach, and I specialize in helping truckers find the healthier options to being on the road. And if you missed that episode, go watch it, because it's got some good tips and it's got a little bit of my story. But this episode, we're going to have a guest on, and it's going to be Tanea. And she has been driving for 3 years, and she has been working on her healthier journey. A lot of similarities to mine, but she's gone a little bit of a different route. Everybody has their own journey, and you just got to find out what works for you. So let's bring her on. Yay,
Hello, I'm so
welcome.
excited to be here.
I'm so glad you could join us. So tell us a little bit about your background as a trucker. How'd you get into trucking and why?
So truck driving, actually today is my 3rd anniversary of my very first solo run in the semi truck.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. The trucking career path kind of evolved really quickly. It was a pandemic solution in 2020. I was in a toxic work environment at my desk job at the DA's office, and I talked to a friend who had been traveling for about 2 or 3 years and asked him, okay, do you think that I personally could do this kind of work? And he says, Tanea, you can do anything you put your mind to. So I quit my job 4 days later and got rid of my house, sold my car, put all my things in storage, and got my permit on a Friday and started trucking school the next Monday. And that was 3 years ago.
Wow, that was fast. That was real fast.
Yeah.
So how was the first couple of years of driving? Health-wise, mental-wise, struggle-wise, excitement-wise?
The first 18 months, I had a lot of limiting beliefs about what was possible. And I dove so deeply into learning everything. Like I'd never even seen a semi truck, like the inside of a semi truck as an adult. I'd never backed up a pickup with a travel trailer on the back of it. So my level of expertise when I started was zero. So it took me a good 18 months to find a rhythm in my career. I also am a team driver. So I started out originally planning to be a solo driver, met my co-driver during orientation for our first trucking company gig. And we hit it off really quick and decided to go on the road together. So from the beginning, I'm still getting over a cold, so I apologize for the cough. From the beginning, we were learning how to drive teams and drive 20 plus hours a day. And that took quite a lot of getting used to. So the first 18 months of my career, I ate all the fast food. I never moved my body. My mindset was so focused on the job that I completely let myself go and did not focus any effort or energy on personal growth or mental health stability. Gratefully, I think because I was a team driver, I didn't have to, like, I wasn't alone per se. And so I think that helped with like bridging the gap of not having that loneliness while also being in the truck. But the transition to being on the road 30 days after having been home for the first 38 years of my life was hard.
Oh, yes, it is. I frequently tell people all the time, you're not only learning a new skill, you're learning a new job, and you're also learning a complete lifestyle, which is causing an identity shift. So that's so many levels of just bam, 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 until you can find your rhythm. So that's completely normal. What are some, if you don't mind sharing, the health issues that you started finding until you realized, oh my gosh, I got to do some changes? And how did that transition happen with you, where you were at your worst to where you realized you needed to do something?
So in March so it was like around the 18-month mark, I was diagnosed with prediabetes, and I was having a really, really hard time getting in and out of the truck. My hip mobility was so severely compromised because 20 plus hours a day, I was not bearing weight on my body. And I'm already a bigger bodied human. And so the stress on my low back and my hips was pretty substantial. And the idea of walking around my truck an extra few times made me want to vomit. I just didn't want to walk in the elements, and I didn't want to the concrete jungle is a pretty rough transition from where I came from in my life. So I just got super depressed and was really sad about all of the things. And then a friend of mine had actually been talking to me for a year, telling me that she had this solution for me. I was like, I'm in a semi truck, right? Like, you're crazy. This isn't the life for me. I can barely keep my eyes open when I'm doing my 12 hours of work every day. There's no way. And so, but that transition happened. So I I ordered this kit or whatever in March, did one workout and was like, oh, that hurt. I'm not doing that. This is ridiculous. And I put it away for another 6 months. And then in August, it got to the point where I was in tears driving. I couldn't get comfortable in my seat. I was struggling to get the 2 steps because my knees, my hips, my back, my shoulders, everything had seized up. And I was standing at a fuel island, actually, and I watched this older truck driver, career truck driver, get out of his truck, bent in half, literally hunched over, fueling his truck. And it brought me to tears. And I said, that is not the life I want to live. I don't want this for my future. I don't, and I'm terrified of needles, so I don't want to become diabetic and rely on medications to keep me alive. And so that was the day that I pulled out the program again and said, I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to hurt, but if I just do a little bit, it has to get better than what I've got. So that's where it started.
Yeah, I call that the trucker shuffle. When I see drivers like that. Yes. Yeah, I call it the trucker shuffle. So, speaking of trucker shuffle, I mean, perfect timing. That's so funny. So, I went more of a holistic method where I could learn how to figure, gauge, and experiment what works for me. And you mentioned a program. So how did that work for you? And what attracted you to the program compared to trying to figure it out holistically and experimenting it yourself?
Yeah, so Body by Beachbody is the program that I started a little over a year ago. And really, it was the idea that it was a plug and go. It's an app on my phone. It kind of takes out all of the guesswork. I had lots of excuses and very little time. So my schedule now is a little bit different, but when I first started taking my health and wellness seriously, I had very little time available in my daily schedule. And so my co-driver, who is absolutely phenomenal, he would always make sure that on his breaks, he would go to a fuel island and I would jump out of the truck, grab my 30-minute workout, and he would do circles around the parking lot if there wasn't a place to park. And then we had to get right back in the truck and go to our next destination. And so the ease of having something that was already pre-done, that was ready to go, ready to, like, all I have to do is push play on a program and it's going to tell me exactly what to do and how to do it. And it made moving my body fun. And so I look forward to those programs now. In the beginning, it was a little rough. But so yeah, and I've been documenting my journey since the very beginning. So my Instagram, Ever Be Rising, has a pretty great peek, a window into how I am getting to those spaces. And now I started doing them outside. And then I very quickly moved into the shower rooms to get that workout done because it's private and it allows me to do a meditation and do some other things now that I have a little bit more time in the shower rooms to get those workouts done.
Yes, I remember seeing one of your posts and it really drew me to you because I thought it was just so unique. Your superpower is shower workouts. And I just thought that was phenomenal because I never even considered doing a workout in the shower. I work out either in the truck or I go for a hike or walk around with my dog. Never considered doing one in the shower, but it is private. It's safe, especially if you're solo, by yourself. And then you can just jump in the shower right afterwards and carry on because you're just there already. So I just, it really just like piqued my, I was like, oh, that's pretty unique. Yeah. So how did you come up with that was the best option for you?
Well, it was the first option I used, and it really just stuck. So it spoke to me in as much as I love what the trainers have to say. So moving my body, I started with 0 weights, and I started with these very beginner movement style programs. But every single time that I would come to a workout, I also got a jolt of mindset work. And so that really started like the shifting gears in my brain about mindset and personal growth and development and taking care of my body as the vessel of living my life. And so it was pretty immediate where I was getting more than just a body workout, like just being able to use the lessons that I was learning in the workout and applying them to life. It really felt like a 2-for-1. And now so that was from August, and I got wicked consistent with 4 to 5 workouts a week in my in the shower rooms. But it was my first hollow body hold in a 2 by 6 foot space. So that was like the toilet is on one side and the bench is on the other, and I'm in between them. That was super fun. I love finding those creative solutions too. So like it really helped me to elevate my level of thinking of like, this isn't just an obstacle, this is an opportunity to find a way to make things work for the unique situation that I was in.
Yes, I firmly believe, it's not a can't or a can. And, there's a lot of times you don't want to feel like just thinking positive. So just kind of make that little tweak and just ask yourself, what are the possibilities? Makes a world of difference. Instead of trying to have that
really
fake
does.
positivity, just say, okay, this sucks, but this is what I have. What are my possibilities with this? Just makes a whole complete different shift on it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And when the shower rooms are too small, because that's happened, I will work out in the trucker lounge. I will work out in a rest area, picnic space when the weather is conducive. I'll work out in the back of an empty tractor or in the back of an empty trailer. If like when I'm stuck at a shipper or in a yard where it's just a bunch of dirt or gross concrete.
Yes, there's some and that's like, my first thought was when I first saw the thing with you working out in the bathroom, it's like, ooh, I bet that floor is dirty. But then I'm like, well, it's better than the concrete at a truck stop. And, it's better than probably a gym where there's 50 guys sweating on the floor. So it's not that much different. Plus, you got the shower right afterwards. But I'm quite sure you get that a lot,
Absolutely.
don't you?
I do. Actually, there's a lot of comments on social media about the condition of my workout space and, that people would never. And honestly, when you're faced with a life or death situation in an industry that habitually reduces our quality of life, a little bit of dirt or a little bit of toenail clippings on a bathroom floor is not going to stop me from preserving my life after trucking. I want to be able to live my life on my terms when I get out of this truck. And my why is so much bigger than a 30-minute workout or a shower room condition. It is to have the strength and the stamina and the endurance and the tenacity to live life on my terms. And so when I'm faced with criticism about, oh my God, I could never. Well, when you're standing in front of a mirror and you're looking at your life and you literally see your future flash before your eyes, you choose different when the alternative is so bleak.
Yes. That's when I like to tell my clients to always find their deeper why. Once you find that deep why, those obstacles are like obsolete. So
Absolutely.
absolutely. So what are some of the obstacles that you have faced on this healthier journey that you've been on?
So we talked about a couple of the obstacles, and space and time are pretty much my two biggest ones. Depending on, when we have customers, there's sometimes that we can't stop for more than 45 minutes without calling in and alerting security and doing all these things. And so I just shift my focus. Okay, I can't work out this day, or maybe I can't work out for 2.5 days because that's how long it's going to take me to get to that shipper, and just being able to be flexible. But some of the other challenges, my own criticism, of what people are going to think or how people are going to respond to seeing me in a truck stop, like oh my gosh, the truckers lounge, or seeing me at a rest area, picnic area, and just like that criticism in the very beginning, before I started feeling better. It was like, oh, I don't want people to watch me. I don't want them to see me. And now I'm like, please watch me. Please know that this is possible for you too. Or come join me. Like I've had drivers in driver lounges join me on workouts because they're like, I could never. I'm like, actually, you can do it with me. And so that's been super fun. And then logistically, I never know. In fact, I video quite often. What's it going to look like today when I walk into a shower room? And then when they have limits on the amount of time that I can be in the shower room, I try to be really cognizant of how much time I'm taking in the shower room. But I will do a 30-minute workout and a 30-minute shower and take an entire hour in the shower room because I pay for them. But there's some areas of the country that when I have to wait, there was one time in California where we waited, there was 57 people in line for a shower.
Wow.
In Loma Lima. I think that's what it was called. So those are some of the obstacles. And then we haven't even talked about diet or nutrition, which didn't come for another 6 months. I got wicked consistent with my workouts before I ever even considered breaking the limiting beliefs about being able to eat healthy on the road. So that's where a lot of my roadblocks came from.
Yeah, but it's always good to work at little segments instead of trying to do everything at once, because then it gets overwhelming and you don't stick with it. So it's good that it worked out that way for you. Yeah.
And that's what I tell pretty much every single person that has joined me on my journey and starting their own journey, is that you have to take one step at a time. We're not looking for something instant. I didn't look like this overnight, and so I can't get to my goal overnight, but being able to consistently take little tiny pieces and turn that into a habit that I'm able to then stack onto a new habit. And once I'm like, all right, I got this taken care of, let's add a new piece to the puzzle.
So is there a specific strategy that helped you build your habits? Or did you experiment to figure it out? Or was it just the plug and play from the program? What helped you get that strategies? I mean, what strategies did that help you to get those habits?
Oh, that's been a work in progress, and it's still being progressed. I'm still working on it. My very favorite personal development book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear.
I love that book. Yes.
Yes. And so
explain a couple of this. Yeah, I was going to say, explain a couple of those concepts real quick, and then we'll do a quick break.
So taking one habit that you already have ingrained, and adding a new habit that you want to create, so that you create a cue in your mind that helps you remember to do it, but also creates a new routine. And so habit stacking, where it's like, I'm going to do this every day. And my new habit stack is as soon as I A, then B, and then I get to C. And so, like, as soon as I get to a place, a fuel island, I am going to go onto the app at the Pilot app and reserve a shower. And then I'm going to, and so it was just being able to create those little tiny shifts where it's like, okay, well, I'm already going to the fuel island. So now I just need to add this new thing. And that really helped get me on track with creating those habits.
Yes, it's an awesome book. If y'all haven't read it, y'all really need to. If I remember correctly, you can get an audio version of it off of YouTube for free, so you don't even have to pay for it. You can listen to it while you drive. It is a great book. Yes, Cindy, great book. It is. It's one of the things that's really helped. Focusing on your why instead of the criticism. Yes, that is really, really good. Some great points that we've been getting here. Oh, look at that shower workout. Great idea, because someone else is watching is a big hindrance. That is so true. That's why when I first came across, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never even considered that. That's just, it's safe. You're private. You got your shower afterwards. I mean, it's phenomenal. That's why I love that superpower that you're like, my superpower is working in the bathroom. I loved it. I loved it. Yes. But thank everybody for watching. We're going to take a quick commercial break. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and start throwing them in. We're going to touch a little bit on nutrition and everything when we come back, and then some tips and advice.
Join the Shetrucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, Shetrucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
My name is Nate Johnson, and I'm the CEO and founder of GLCS. GLCS supports drivers by streamlining office processes, deploying and supporting company software, and connecting in-cab technologies to in-office technologies. I've spent nearly 30 years in transportation, starting my career as an over-the-road driver. Recently asked what was my favorite experiences as a driver. I recall waking up in the morning many times to a light fog, the sun rising, having a good cup of coffee, and rolling out of a truck stop, starting my day feeling rested and refreshed. Those experiences are something that I cherish and recall, and really only get to experience on long road trips now. Drivers, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Drive safe, keep up the good work. We're all here to support you. Thank you to all the millions of drivers that safely keep America moving. Happy National Truck Driver Appreciation Week.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. How y'all doing? Throw some comments in if you have any questions or anything. So we left off with where you was, some strategies and things to help you get to the healthier side of things. And how long since you said it was August when you got serious?
Yep.
So August of last year? Or
That's correct.
okay. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear. This has been over a 12-month journey. So we're talking 14 months now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that you did workouts for about 6 months before you even consider adding the nutrition. How much of a change did you notice in just the 6 months before you even focused on what you was eating?
Oh, the transition for that first 6 months was really the motivation to be like, okay, it's time for me to level up because I'm loving what I'm seeing. So my body composition has started to shift. I have lost, now this is total, so from my heaviest to where I am now, I've lost 65 pounds since I started trucking, or since I started my